I wanted to ask you a general question about teaching, because I remember years ago in Dharamsala, you said to me, you want to teach. What you want to do is travel and teach, and you've got this friend in France, and you want to teach in monasteries and in places in India and the US, and I can see you doing that. So I want to ask you, what is the best things for you to teach? What subjects, not subjects, but you know what stuff, what content, what teachings do you like doing the most? It'll just be interesting to hear what you prefer.
When I was in school, we have a career counseling, you know, and it started when I was in class 7. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 years. Always, what's your goal? I said, I want to be a painter. Thanga painter, Tibetan Thanga, you know.
Yes.
You know Thanga, yeah?
Yes, Thanga painting. Yes.
And but then I suffered from night blindness. Then I become a monk. And then I never thought about career. I never studied to get jobs. And I'm still not looking for jobs.
Yeah.
So I'm just studying, you know.
But now,
I'm studying,
but
and
what?
Then because we all suffer physically, energetically, mentally, you know.
Yeah.
And when I study more and more, you know, deeper and deeper, I understand more and more about the body, the mind, the energy. And then I'm very happy. So why not others can be happy by sharing what I know?
Very
so
good.
that's the goal.
Okay.
And I like traveling because I want to see different places, not cities, but I want to see different places and meet people and share. And then you know, I change many lives. Happier person.
You have. So also what I know about you is you have quite a wide spectrum of interests. I remember the one time you were really interested in the sustainability of eco method, like water and renewable energy, and from that to the philosophical work of, you know, the philosophical teachings to the yoga things, you know. So you have quite a wide area of interests.
People say, you see, Chok is a jack of all trades, master of none.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Because when I'm interested in something, I really wanted to know more, not just surface, you know. If I'm in the swimming pool, you know, I just don't swim. I learn something, you know. Okay, today I will learn how to breathe. You know, today I will learn something. I always try to learn something. When I play balls, okay, today let me learn this, you see. You know, so I'm always in present moment. You know, I don't think of past or future, always present, you know, and I enjoy every moment of what I do. And I think it's because of the practice of meditation that I do every day. And I don't know, but I'm always present.
So if I could, I'm going to ask you now something quite personal. In terms of your spiritual goals or your life goals, I don't know what to calling it, a spiritual goal or a life goal. What is the big things on your agenda? What if I got to ask you, what are you doing with your life? Where are you going? What are you making of this? What big things have you got planned for yourself?
I want to go into Himalayan regions like Bhutan, Tibet, you know, all this Himalayan, and also many parts of Tibet. And I want to be a beggar. That's my spiritual goal. You know, I want to be a beggar. maybe beggar is a very strange word, but it's aimless beggar.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and if you do not record, I will perform one beggar stuff today.
I will stop the recording and then you can do that. We'll stop you. We'll stop because I think we want to see that.
At the end, maybe I will do a beggar stuff for you.
Okay. So what about that is so interesting for you? Why would you pursue that?
This morning, I talked to my brother's son, who is in a big monastery in South India. Mm-hmm. He's just 11, and you know, I'm so happy because he's really into this stuff that I have learned. And I talked to him about an hour. But I don't want to spend the same amount of time to my kids, you know, this kind of stuff, because they're too materialistic. You know, and I know for this life they are my kids, but you know, how much can they benefit others? I have a question. But for my brothers who become a monk, I know he will benefit many in the future. So now I'm ready to, you know, turn my direction to my brother's son, because he's really going to do something for many people in the future if I guide him well. But for my son and daughter, they were 15, 18 there in America, and then they have the same, you see, concept of, you know, wanted to be Americanized, you know, they're too much into this culture, and this will not benefit many people in the future, I'm sure. If they keep the same trend, for sure, they will not benefit.
So,
like I benefit.
Yeah. So if you become an aimless beggar, how will you benefit the world?
Because when I become an aimless beggar, I learned so many things, and now we are in a COVID-19 situation, pandemic. You know, I'm benefiting like thousands of people through Facebook, through Zoom, you know, and I inspire thousands, you know, really thousands of people, you know, and some pay me, like in France as a group, they pay me, and also in Brooklyn, they pay me. Rest, it's just free, you know, just free. And the thing is, you see, when they are inspired, when they're ready to do something for the world, you know, not for oneself, that's a great inspiration for me, you know. And it will happen wherever I will be, you know. I will learn more, yeah. And I will share more, you know.
Yeah. So, guys, any of you want to ask a question, please, you know, jump in. But I'm gonna, you know, while I'm chatting, if anybody wants to jump in, go for it, Chok. But I want to ask you, what is the best question that was asked in the last week?
Because
you also teach the French, and I know that you've got this thing in Brooklyn. I posted it on the Facebook, this meditation class. So you get asked many questions, lots of people, and some of the questions are all the same. You know, I can imagine a lot of these questions are all the same. But in the last week, what was interesting?
Best question is when they ask something when I don't know, that is, I consider best question, because I get time to study. So they ask very interesting questions, like, you know, what do you call that? When women have menopause and there's a flash what? What do you call that?
Flash. Hot flash.
Hot flash, yeah.
Trudy, ek het jou ge-unmute.
Okay. Flash, you see. And so you see, this kind of question, and I did not know about this. I know they say this problem, but then I research, and then they say, what can you do with yoga and meditation? So I have to contact India, 2 doctors. I contact my Rinpoche, Mingyu Rinpoche, and also a woman who is a great practitioner. Then I also contact a person in Emory who deals with science and Buddhism, you know. So I try to find answer, you know. So So you see, this question actually helps me to improve. So question answer is the best time for me because it helps me to grow. You know. So otherwise, right now, what I'm saying is, you see, this is what I know. You know, but when you ask very difficult question, I always say I know the answer. The answer is I don't know, but I study. So that these are best questions for you.
Okay. Yes, Marika, let me unmute you. Yes.
I'm sorry, I want to jump in here. I can thank you for your time again, Darcy and Dr. Chok. I really resonate with you because I'm also, I cannot stop studying. My time at this stage is so precious, and if I'm just now, this is personal, I'm just turning 50 next year, so I'm already getting symptoms of that menopause. So what do? I go and get a book from Christine Northrup, and how interesting is the symptoms and what you can do with it. You know, if you can just learn from sort of every phase, that's how my head works. I cannot not dive into it and learn more about it. So it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So is it a question or a statement?
No, it's a statement.
It's a statement.
Okay.
There's so much to learn from it.
Yes.
No one statement for that word is not enough.
Yes, I agree. Definitely, I agree. Anybody who wants to shed light?
Trudy, let me.
No, I'm long.
Okay.
You're not free.
I'm too old. I'm long. Menopause long gone. I want to ask you, Chok. I've been to Dharamsala with Classy a few times, and sorry, my lips are dry. I wanted to ask about the teaching thing. There are two. I don't know how many questions I have, but one, I think I don't know whether it was in 2017 or 2018, but we were you were with us, with our group, and we were having lunch, and we were taking our seats at the table. And at the back of the table, at the back of you, there were other people taking their seats. And you were saying that the one guy was your teacher's teacher. It was the reincarnation, that's it. He was the reincarnation of your teacher's teacher, and you didn't like him. So there are two questions. The reincarnation part. How do you know when it is someone's reincarnation?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you know it? Yeah, that's the one. How do you know that?
Second question.
I don't know. I forgot.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's the most important. How do you know? Do you know in general? Do you guys know in general that it is someone's? Which person's reincarnation?
2006, 5. There's a very good documentary called The Unmistaken Child. The Unmistaken Child. I named that too because the director wants to call it Unmistakable Child. I said it's not right. Unmistaken Child. So I translated that document about 75 hours of work. That was my first, film translation, and it's released, and it has got 101 minutes. So you can watch that, and you will find the answer. Okay, it's very good documentary film. And then you will know what are the process of finding the reincarnation. Although we all reincarnate, but we don't look for our reincarnation because because of the importance or not importance, you know. But great masters, we need them to guide us. So we go and look for their incarnation so that they will continue to do the leftover services. You know, that's benefiting others. So that's a very, very good document which I translated. And it's interesting because it's related to me as well.
Okay.
So watch that, unmistaken child.
Okay, but Chok, we will. How? I'm sorry, I'm very done with this technology. Where will I find it? How will I
Google it.
find it?
I'll send it to you, Trudy. I'll find the link and send it to you. Your PA can maybe then download or buy for you from
Okay.
online or Amazon. I'll get it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I've got another question. Chuck, how do you get a teacher? Do you choose your teacher, or do you?
Yes, it's a very good question.
Thanks, Los.
It's connection, you know, connection. For example, His Holiness Dalai Lama, he is the incarnation of the Buddha of compassion. So that means, you know, he at least, you know, historically, you know, from 6th century onwards, even earlier, but since 6th century onwards, even actually the starting of the Tibetan civilization is related to Avalokiteshvara, Buddha of compassion. So that's why we have, you know, very, very close link with Tibet. And then that's a general, you know. But then if you really want to look for teachers, you must go and find, you must travel. And then, you see, you'll get connect. It's through karma, you know. It's through karma. I met so many teachers, but you see, connection is difficult. Sometimes it just connects like that. And recently, before just coming to USA, I got connection with a great Dzogchen master in Riversa, in the Lotus Lake, and from whom I received all the Nyingtik, the heart, you know, teachings of Dzogchen, the related with yoga. And not only yoga, he not only taught me yoga, he gave me explanation, empowerment, and so many other teachings, you see. So 21 days I was with him. And then he actually asked a younger monk to teach me the yoga movement. And not only that, he said, come, today there's a special empowerment, you must come, you know, like that. So you see, it's as soon as I met, it just connects. So now I'm very, very close with him and his consort, his wife, who is also a highly realized woman. And right now he is just, you know, very simple, no monastery, nothing. But I'm sure in the future he will be a leading master in Nyingma tradition. So I'm ready to go back to India and receive more teachings and seek his blessings, you know, ask questions, although I do it through typing, but I really want to listen to and wanted to receive many teachings regarding what we call the rainbow body achievement, all this, and I want to go and practice some of them, etc., like that. Just connection.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Thanks.
Any questions?
Anybody else? Bev? Yes.
I was wondering, what was it that brought you to want to become a monk?
Because you see, I wanted to be a painter, you know, and then because I don't know why I wanted to paint. When I was in class 7, 8, 9, 10, it's a senior section. Then the school magazine at that time, usually we don't have photocopy, all this, you know, we have something, you know, and then it print. So I always draw and for the school magazine. And then we have a blackboard, it says, think it over. So it will be there for 3 days.
Think
The
it
teacher
over.
will write something and then say, okay, paint Snoopy. What, who is Snoopy? I have no idea. No. What is Snoopy? Ah, it's the dog, you see. So you see, I was a very good painter. So I wanted to be a painter. But then I suffered from night blindness when I was in class 10.
So how did that night blindness? That means you at night you can't see?
Yeah.
And what was it about that caused you to be a monk? I'm not wondering about the connection.
Time, this light is too strong, so it's tears come. In the nighttime, even though how bright the light is, it's too dim. Again, tear comes. So both, you know, it's very sensitive. So I thought maybe I go blind. You know. So then I thought, wow, you know, I have a very good Tibetan teacher. He's also a great Buddhist master. And then we always talk, and he talked about Buddhist teachings. And then I said, well, then I must go and study Buddhism before I go blind. So that, you know, when you are blind, it's okay because you can still practice, you know, you don't need eyes to practice. So that's my goal.
So you thought you might go blind, and that helped you to let go of the desire to paint at that time?
Yes, I left the go.
Painting, let go of it.
And then I met my teacher, and he said, I wanted to be a hermit. That's my goal. And then he was laughing at me, ha, 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 ha. You see, your goal will always change. When you're in school, you wanted to join this institution. Now you're already here. How can you say my goal is to join this institution? That's true, right? And he told me, you must study Buddhism and English so that you will have two wings and you can fly wherever you want. And you can benefit many people. And then I start learning English. So this is my street language as a street school. So my English is a street language. I learn in the street and talking with people, you know. And now my English is quite good, not very good, but but after, see, it's always changed, you know. So when I finished my PhD, submitting my document, you see, it's still, you see, there is some job placement. Okay, I will go and just, and he said, oh yes, come tomorrow, you get it. Head of the research and translation department. No interview, no examination. I said, wow, surprise. And then I joined, and then 13 years I worked, and then I improved my editing skill because I met so many editors, you know, learning Tibetan again, reading books. Every day it's a new thing. It's not, you know, what do you call that? Doing it again and again. What's the English word?
Boring or mundane, repetitive.
It's not repetitive, yeah?
Yeah, Elliot, come in.
It's like cashier, you have to count cash. I don't see any meaning in counting cash. You get paid. So my job is always meeting a lot of people, you know, scholars, PhD scholars, professors. They're coming, you know, asking me questions, you know, that helps me to study. That's how I improve. And still, I say, asking questions help me to improve, you know.
And how will someday you want to be an aimless beggar? And I don't know what exactly aimless beggar means to you, and how will that help you improve?
I really want to find a very simple way to explain the complicated things.
And aimless beggar, I mean, as an American, I'm only familiar with beggar as someone who's homeless on the street, and there are a lot of people
Yes.
that just lost their
Not
money
like
and
that.
stuff. I don't think I knew that wasn't what you meant.
Like that. We call it, the Sanskrit word is kusali. Kusali. So kusali has objectives. You know, the objective is spiritual, finding yourself. But they never plan, okay, tomorrow I will go there, and the next day I will go. No, not like that. You just go, you know. And if you find a nice place, stay there, practice. Again, when that becomes comfortable, you leave. Because I didn't come here to find comfort, you know. So I must leave this place, move to another place, face challenges, and again experience it, and use that situation as a tool to improve yourself. And that's how you what we call adversity transforming into path. So that is a very, very good practice, which one of my teachers, Mingyur Rinpoche, who left all the comfort and went into this Kusali practice for 4.5 years. I cannot do that, but I really want to be just a beggar, and I will show you how to beg. It's very easy.
Yeah. And how do you survive? You doing this all by yourself? You're going to take off and
just leave.
Your family, your kids, you leave like Buddha left.
That's the problem, Before I really, want to raise the kids, but now I have no attachment. They are already, it's not important.
Is attachment and love two different things for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely different, actually. Attachment is biological, and what's the other word?
Love.
You see, you have to use logic. You need wisdom to develop this, like indifference and detachment.
I don't know.
Yes. Nope. Next question. Anyone? We have 15 more minutes. Then after that, no video, and then I'll perform a healing ritual for you. Healing. Yes.
Okay, Dr. Chok, just one question. It's a small question. Will you ever go back to Dharamsala?
What did you say?
Will you ever go back to Dharamsala?
Yes, I will go again.
Okay.
Actually, I want to go now to Asia, but there's no flight.
All right, Marika, you go ahead.
I've been most of since March 19. I'm in this same room. This is my place. I teach from this place, same place.
Okay.
I have another place here, which I'm not going to show you. That's a Buddhist stuff, so it's not your business. Here, I am a normal person. From there, I learned something. I come here and I share this. Because I don't know whether you're Buddhist or not, The Buddhist is a personal stuff, but you see the Buddhist science and the Buddhist philosophy and many interesting teachings, that's more like scientific. It's a science, you see. Anybody can study. Everybody should know this. Yes.
I want to ask two questions. What is the most effective tool you can teach somebody today to make a difference immediately? A practice that you can, something that's very effective, that you find throughout your teachings, people take to it, they do it, it works.
I don't know. Because each individual has different mentality, dispositions, so it's really difficult. And also because of the background of upbringing, sometimes one is very effective for somebody, it just nothing for another, So it's very, very difficult to say, this is effective for everybody. But many people like this Tonglen practice, give and take practice, and it's, you know, because I do it myself, and it helps me. In the in the Buddhist system, you see, this is the easiest way, one of the easiest way to accumulate marriage. You know, huge marriage. Marriage, I don't know whether it's the right English. I don't know what it means in English. The Sakjang, the Tibetan word is sak and jang, two practices. Sak is to accumulate virtues, you know, accumulate good, you know, not just karma, you know, it's more than karma, it's beyond karma actually. And something virtuous, you know, it can be karma, but it can actually more than karma. So we call it sak. Sak means to accumulate. To accumulate, usually if you put one drop, it's not called accumulation. You have to put another drop, like accumulating money. Put $1, oh, I'm accumulating money. You can't, you put so that it becomes more and more. So sak, accumulation, we have many practices. And jang, which means purify, stop purifying the negativities. So these two, when you do this, what happens is the mental continuum becomes very fertile. You know, so when the land is very fertile, you can grow anything you like. Like this, you must make yourself fertile through purification and through accumulation of virtuous actions. So then we can plant what we, in the Buddhist world, we try to plant a very special thing that you can go beyond this cycle. And we call it enlightenment. And it's beyond this cycle. You will be free from this cycle. And for this, that's why 5 preliminary practices are necessary. So we have a very special practice called preliminary practices. And we say the preliminary practice is, no, the preliminary practice is more profound than the actual practice. So ngondo means before going into the real practice. So this preliminary practice, some people spend like 40 years of doing preliminary practices, just this. And then the actual practice is like that, you know, because it's ready. So that's why many practitioners, you know, first they spend a lot of years, not for money, not for house, not for car. Like in the, you know, you have a job oriented, you know, goal oriented, what do you call that? Materialistic oriented thing. No, it's opposite. It's going opposite direction. No, it's going actually not outward, it's going within. So our way of thinking, you know, is very different in this in the Buddhist real stuff, you know. Yes, am I making sense?
I think you are beautifully. Thanks, Chok. Cornell, do you have a question? Just want to check that.
Yes, I don't really know how to ask this. Buddhism seems it's very interesting. It seems complicated, and there's so much to know. I mean, the only other religion I know of is Christianity, and that seems so simple. You know, you have the 10 commandments, and you believe or you don't, and that's it. But here, we've learned so many things, you know, the 10 this and the 6 that, and I have no idea how things fit together. And maybe
Yes.
they even have to fit together, and maybe that's what's interesting. That's what's so interesting. But it's just all floating in my head.
Yes, that's good. Because we like to confuse people. you make, you know, I like to make you confused so that you will completely confused, and then suddenly you wake up and then you will find, I'm kidding. You see, that's why we spend so many years, you know. For example, let's say this is the Buddhist teaching, yeah. So this is something from here, 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 you know. So many teachers will say many, many things. But, you know, they say something here, you say something here, you know. To understand the whole system, it takes time. So right now, whatever question you ask in Buddhism, I can bring you here and put everything here, or you can ask question from here, I can pull everything here, because I studied. I can say Buddhist teaching is just just word that's it. And I can explain what means like many days, you know. Or I can say Buddhist teaching is just 4 noble truths. And we can bring all the things and, you know, put into 4 noble truths. Or we say Buddhist teaching is just giving, that's it. So in giving, you can bring all the others 9 or 5, you know, paramitas or perfections, you see. So it's for intelligent people. Buddhist science and Buddhist philosophy is for intelligent people, you know, and Buddhist religion, you can call, that's for, you know, little bit, you see, blind-fated, you know. But if you really want to study Buddhism, you should be intelligent enough to understand this. Because that's why we spend like 25 years of study to get a degree called Geshe. And still it's not yet finished. It's only they study the sutra part. But when it jumped into Tantra, it's actually more than sutra. So it's a lifetime study, you know. So because it's so extensive, it's so profound, you know, it takes years, and that's just for study. But when it comes to practice, you just practice one thing, that's enough. Any practice is enough. You know, any practice will lead you to a higher dimension, you know, higher domain, higher realm, you know, not the physical realm, but you see, it's a special realm. Okay, am I making sense?
Yeah,
So there
I
are
think
two,
so.
Eloyd and Fernandez.
Nevelda, yeah. Nevelda, have you got a question?
Very silent. Why?
let me unmute for Nevelda. Elliot will get to you now.
No, yeah, I agree that it can get a bit complicating, but yet it's actually quite an interesting, because it's not so much as a religion, but it's more a way of life. And what I'm getting is that it's in changing your thoughts, and with your thoughts then become your actions. And it's just a way of life. Do I understand it correctly?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is a way of life. So change your life through so many tools that we share. Then it's very good. Okay, next, Eloyd, you ask me a question first.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Dr. Chok. Last week, you were talking about the 6 yogas of Naropa and the Tummo. I think it was the Tummo, which is the inner heat.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a little bit of, you know, terrible Dr. Google, you know, which is the worst teacher because you got lots of things. But I found it very, very interesting. And I just wanted to ask you, there were 2 things that I found interesting about it. One was, in some of the stuff that I read, they say apparently a lot of Tibetans do not like to teach other people this practice because they like to keep it close to themselves, like a secret.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one thing. And the second thing was this developed as a way of surviving Tibetan climate? I mean, these are kind of mundane questions, but I found it really interesting.
Tumo, you see, it's not started in Tibet. It started in the hot weather, India. So yes, you can use this for survival too in the cold climate. You can use it, and that's why many Westerners, not many, but many teachers in the West, you see, they use this, and now on television, you see, they show this kind of skills, how to survive in the cold, or, and they can use this as a job to earn money,
Yes.
But that one, it's secret, but when the container is ready, the teacher always share this.
Okay.
So you see, when the container, which is the person is ready, and when it's the right time, it's for everybody. But if you are not ready, then we talk about 3 falls of a container. One is called upside down.
Yeah.
So whatever you put, nothing goes inside.
Yes.
First fall. Second is called, what do you call this? Hole underneath. So whatever you put,
yes.
it will not stay because it will go. Third is called the dirty inside.
Yes.
So if you see shit, whatever you put, like very, very good coffee, but it's dirty, it becomes dirty. So these 3 falls of a container, like a person, you see, some, you see, they will never use the ears.
Yes.
So it's upside down.
Okay.
Some, they are very interested, they put everything, but after teaching, nothing left. Some, they have a very bad intention. So whatever you put inside, it becomes dirty. So when you're free from these 3 falls of a container, then you will get whatever you want. Okay.
All right. So shall we stop recording and then you can?
But only this tradition went back to, only this tradition went back to India and Nepal. We're talking 11th century, yeah, when we are actually importing the Buddhist teachings, So you see, women, you see, we have very, very high regard, and this deity is a woman. It's magic is this magic in the form of 5. You can see, magic in the center. So she has 4 other deities, 1, 2, 3, 4, same color like this, and then on the top we have Pathamba Sangye, which is one of her main teachers, and Pathamba Sangye is like this. And it's very interesting, So women, yay, women.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Chok. I think let's finish here. Thank you, Truchiche. Thank you. It was very, very special. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again next. Shall we make it next Wednesday? Wednesday next week, Chok?
Yes, just like this stuff,
Yes.
just enjoy, share.
Absolutely. Great.
Any question, fine.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Cheers, everyone. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
you.
Tasi.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye.